Lacey.
Hi. Oh, we have like similar backgrounds.
Oh, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You look absolutely cute.
Oh, thank you. So do you. I love this pink. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. So, a fun fact: we're both from Texas, and you're from Terrell. I'm from Dallas.
Okay, so I was born in Terrell, but I lived in Frisco. My
Oh, okay. I love it.
yeah,
Texas girls. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I love it. I'm so excited to talk to you today, girl. I absolutely am a huge fan of yours, your podcast, everything you do. So, just congratulations on all of your things. You are killing it.
Thank
Um,
you.
I want to find out from you, Lacey, just because we both grew up in Texas, and I want to know what was the moment for you when you decided to want to pursue a career as a comedian and an actress? When did you get the bug? Talk to us.
So I'm from a very like country family in Texas. Like a lot of my relatives when I was a kid all lived on the same hill and like I could go visit each and every one of them. So Thanksgiving was always really fun because it was like whoever had the best, peach cobbler, whoever had the sweet potato pie, whoever had the potato salad, we would just go down the hill and eat everybody's food as kids. But my family loved performing, so it would also be at every holiday and event. Even at Christmas, we had our little books where we would sing carols.
Mhm.
Drove my dad absolutely nuts that my mom's side of the family was so performative. Like, can I tell you how many times I have heard Maya Angelou's
Girl,
I walk like I have diamonds, but you not that.
yes. I love it.
Like, phenomenal woman, okay? Every family event, somebody had to perform it. So
Girl.
I knew at a young age that I wanted to perform. I told my mom at 5 that I really wanted to pursue acting, and so she
Wow.
start classes.
Wow. So you started taking classes in Texas, and when did you, like, what was your first big thing? What would you consider your first big break?
Well, see, that's the thing. I wasn't allowed to act professionally as a child because my mom was like, "Well, we don't want you to be messed up in the head, so you gotta wait." Child actors all are, but she was
Girl, we grew up the same. We grew up the same.
they were just scared, and so they kept me very sheltered. They watched way too much E True Hollywood Story, child,
Ooh.
so they didn't know that there's people who are absolutely fine. But so I would say my first big break honestly was when I moved to Los Angeles. I did a show called Florida Girls
Yeah.
on Pop TV, and it's on Showmax now. So that was my first big break.
I love that. I loved you in that. I want to find out from you because you've had a pretty successful run since you started, right? You've worked consistently. What advice would you share with creatives or people wanting to follow in your same footsteps that are maybe watching this? What advice would you share on how to or where to even start? What should they do? What advice would you share?
I mean, I've been very fortunate and I do thank God for that. And also, like, I had a great family support system. I
Mhm.
had really strong friends. I had parents who were able to support me. I never had to worry if I couldn't make the rent waiting tables, if I was going to be homeless. You know what I mean? So I had a lot of blessings that, you may not just be born with, privileges and stuff. So I don't like to discount that and not say that those things weren't there.
Right.
Because I know everybody has a different journey. But for me, it was live performing. I was doing stand up all the time. I was doing improv like 5-6 nights a week at UCB. Any performance opportunity I could get, if I felt like it was worth my time, if I was going to learn something, I would
Right.
do it. I worked nonstop, and low key, I still kind of do. So
Wow.
that
Wow.
momentum helped, like continuously, putting myself out there and trying different things.
And Lace, how have you managed to navigate this space as a Black woman in this? I feel like now creatives like yourself are getting more opportunities to shine and show their talent. But how do you navigate in this space with rejection and, the no's? How have you been able to navigate that and keep a sane mind and head? How have you been able to navigate?
Yes. I think you really have to start just being a Yana to yourself. Um, you have to, you have to
Yes.
actually be building yourself up. I don't look at auditions like, oh, this is a chance that I could make a lot of money, or oh, this is a chance that I'm gonna be in something that's a really big production. I've looked at every audition that I've ever had as like, oh, this is my live performance, and I'm gonna give you girls what I got, and I
Right.
don't And all I can give is what I got. So there's been times where I'll read for something where it's like blonde yoga instructor, but we're seeing all types. And I'm like, now y'all know.
Come on now. Right? Come on.
No. Or it's like something where you know the person who's gonna get it is gonna be super famous. So you're
Right.
like, come on now.
Right.
Ma Rainey and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, y'all know I ain't gonna get this.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
I know you can't think pessimistically, but I say all of that to say if it's daunting or if you feel like it may not be the perfect type, one, I'm always myself. Even if I know that's wrong for the role, you never know if somebody might switch it up and be like, whoa, we didn't even know that that's what this needed. You know what I mean? So always be yourself. And two, always look at each audition as a performance. I don't look at it as like, oh, I hope they like me or I hope I da 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 da. I'm like, oh, this is my room. These are the people that I'm entertaining for these 3 to 5 minutes. That's all I'm here to do. And I don't worry about whether I get it or whether they liked me or, you know, because at the end of the day, like, I think being on the other side of casting too, if you ever have an opportunity to like write something yourself and look for actors to perform with or collaborate with, you'll see that it's not personal. They're looking for something specific, and that has nothing to do with you or your talent. And we all get passed on for stuff. And then when the right thing comes along, that's the right thing.
Look, you just blessed us. You dropped gems. I love it. You said you go in and you look at this like, okay, I'm about to perform and entertain. Okay. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, on to the next.
Right.
I love it. And speaking of liking it, I absolutely love you. In Black Lady Sketch Show, season 2 premieres this Friday, April 23rd on HBO. Lace, look, killed it. Talk to us about, first of all, how did this opportunity, how did you come to be on the show? Talk to us a little bit about this audition process. Did you audition for this role, for your character or your part? Talk to us.
It's crazy because it's all like kind of God's timing. I auditioned for this show last January, January 2020, and it was a pretty tough audition. Like there was like an audition, and it was funny because I saw the first season and I was so happy and excited about it, and I loved it. But I also was like, I didn't get no audition for this, so I immediately like hit my reps up, and I was like, if this comes around, like please like submit me for this because I want to do it.
Right.
And so luckily it came back around. And then I auditioned and I was like, I killed that. Sometimes I'll be like, I know I got that job. And it's just a feeling I have. My all of my reps think I'm crazy, but I've never been wrong. So sometimes I call them and I'm like, look, I ain't got it. All right, just don't.
Girl, you fit so perfect in this like ensemble. Like, how has it been for you? Like, what was it like shooting with him? Were you nervous at all? Like, you just fit. I'm like, this girl, I cannot.
So the crazy thing was, to wrap up that other question that you asked me, was I called because I was like, I didn't hear anything for 2 days after the audition. And I was like, I thought we had such a good time. Robin Thede was so funny. When I tell you, she had so many crazy ad libs and we were just riffing back and forth. And I really loved everyone's energy. And then I didn't hear anything. So I was like, wait, what happened? So then I called and my reps, and they're like, hey, we're going to call you. Don't worry. They called. They said I couldn't do it because of Florida Girls. So it was like my heart was broken. I was so sad. And then, of course, cut to the pandemic happens. That show, unfortunately, you know, got shut down.
Right.
And I got a phone call randomly, like, you know, maybe 2 weeks before they started rehearsal. That was like, hey, can you, maybe a week actually. It was really fast. They were like, they want you back. Do you want to go? And I was like, yeah. So, and getting along with the cast was really easy because they're all just like Nicole Black, so chill and cool. Like, she's on my podcast. Gabrielle Dennis feels like my big like cousin. You know,
I love her.
Cool auntie figure. Like, she's so cool. She calls and checks on me. Like, everyone was really sweet. And Skye and I are similar in age. And you know, this was her first big job. This was the first one that I had that was on a major network like HBO. So we were both kind of like new and wide-eyed and excited. So it was very fun.
Are you guys like improving, or is it a script? What is going on? Like, because it's hilarious. I mean, I'm like, wait a minute. This is, you guys kill it. Talk to us about that. Are you improving, or is there a script, or both?
So there's a combination of improv that happens and also scripted lines. And also, shout out to Lauren Ashley Smith, who's one of the most brilliant writers I've seen, and so quick.
Mhm.
Like, she'll give us one-liners if you're ever like, I want a one-liner here, like I want to try some things, or she'll have some ready for you, and they're always absolutely insane and super funny. So that there's a lot going on there too. And then sometimes I've just watched Robin Thede just like yell random things for like 5 minutes and have the whole crew like cracking up. So, you know, it's a combination.
Girl, the combination is indeed what we need coming out of this pandemic. I know people are ready for this laugh. What can viewers expect in season 2 of the Black Lady Sketch Show?
They can expect a lot of physical comedy.
Yeah.
There was a bit of physical comedy in the first season, but I think it really like there's way more physical comedy this season, which was super fun to do. I do a lot of physical stuff on the show, which I was really proud of. I think you can expect some wild stuff. It's gonna get wild. Like well,
I saw it. Spoiler alert, it gets
I feel a little freaking naked sometimes.
girl, I'm like, okay, I'm here for it.
Yeah, so it's a good time. I think that everyone's pushing the envelope even more, and I'm really excited for people to see that.
I love it. What do you think the message is? Why do you think viewers love season 1 so much, and what do you hope viewers take away from season 2?
I think that people love season 1 so much because of the specificity. Like, this is, you know, comedy that really is coming from this place of a Black woman's perspective, and not like a caricature of a Black woman, and not like the monolith Black woman. There's so many different types of Black women with different experiences, and I think the show really does a great job at trying to represent as many as they can. And obviously, in a 6-episode season, you're not going to get to everything, not even in another season. So, you know, that's the great thing about this show, is like, hopefully it lasts long enough that, like, you know, everyone can feel like their little nook and cranny was talked about, or their specific, you know, things that really ring true to them play. So I think
you definitely feel seen as a Black woman in this. I mean, you're laughing, right? It's funny, but you feel like, okay, I connected with that. I get that, right? I got that from it. I love it. I absolutely love you in it. Lacey, let's talk about this podcast. Girl, wait. First of all, I saw you on the con.
Yes.
And I'm watching with my husband, and I'm like, oh, she's cute, right? And then I see you, you know, join the Black Lady Sketch Show. I was like, okay, Lacey is on it. Lacey, the scam goddess. Girl, what inspired this podcast? Scams, fraud, girl, what? And I'm a huge fan of true crime, by the way. FYI, I'm a fan of true crime, but this is like a different type of true crime. What inspired the podcast?
So the show itself, Scam Goddess, is a scam. Basically, I wanted to do a comedy podcast, and every network that I went to was like, we're kind of saturated in that market, and you're not really famous, so we don't. And then I realized I'd been doing a lot of podcasts, and I would always kind of talk about scams when they asked me, like, what's going on? What's in your search history and stuff like that. And so one of my friends, Miles Gray, he started calling me the Scam Goddess, and then it just kind of stuck. And I really did love looking at scams and stuff all the time. So then I was like, what if I did a comedy podcast about robberies and cons and leave out the murder as much as possible, so people can laugh and enjoy it and not feel like, oh, that poor, you know, person getting whacked.
Right. Girl.
Talk about murder seriously. But so that's how it started. And it's crazy now because it has a life of its own. When the con reached out and was like, do you want to come on? We've, you know, heard your podcast. I was like, absolutely. I was like, so now I'm like, that's a scam. I'm a commentator. I'm a
commentator on cons and scams on TV. I was like, what the heck?
You know, my hands claps like, yes.
Girl, I cannot. I love it. So talk to us about, can we expect can this be like, is this a possible series? Do you have like dreams and hopes and dreams for this show to go bigger? I would love to see this on TV.
We've got some things stirring up right now that we're trying to, you know, so there's things in the works in the pipeline that I can't talk about with Scam Goddess, but they're happening. Teaming up with Conan O'Brien's Team Coco was a big thing for us. Which felt like a scam because I ended up doing Conan late night from my car because I was shooting.
Do what you gotta do. Ain't that the Black woman story? We do what we have to do.
Right. He's like, is this a scam? This is your car? I was like, yeah, my address is wherever I park. My office. You know what I'm saying?
love it. I would love to absolutely see the Scam Goddess on TV somewhere. Talk to us about what you have next. You're doing so much. I'm so proud of you. You deserve all of your things. Talking to you today, like I see why. Like the world isn't ready for Lacey. They're not ready for this Texas girl. What do you have work? What are you working on next?
So right now I'm shooting iCarly,
Mhm.
which will come out on Paramount Plus, and
Mhm.
that's been a really fun experience because that was a show that I watched as a child. So to be on the reboot of now we're all adults and we're playing these really cool characters, but it's still in this kind of crazy iCarly world is really, really fun. And I love the cast so much. I love Miranda Cosgrove, Jerry Traynor, Nathan Kress, the little Jordan triplet. She's 10 years old. She's adorable. So it's been a really fun experience. And then obviously I'm working on stuff with Scam Goddess. The fans of that show are amazing, but also they terrify me. They try to rob me. And we had to talk about it, the congregation. I was like, you cannot rob me. Like,
Wait a minute. Not rob you, not rob the Scam Goddess.
yes, they be on Venmo requesting me talk about takeout. And then I look and I'm like, I've never met this person. When did I
Are you serious?
Yep. And then when I decline, they're like, hey sis, sorry, you taught me well. Had to try it.
Wait. Are you teaching the people how to scam? What's the ideal scam? Like, what's a good scam? That's like, okay, I understood why they did that. What's a good scam? What do you consider like, okay, that wasn't so bad?
We like scamming up. So we don't like when people punch down. So if you're scamming daddy government, if you're scamming these big corporations who are, treating their employees terribly, like we look up to those scams. We're like, that's kind of the Robin Hood, you're taking back the power scams. But we don't like to see people scam folks who are in hard positions and, really need their coins.
Right.
But rich people, we like, that's fine.
Because why did I see today and I thought of you? I was like, oh, I have to ask Lacey about this. I saw one girl was started a GoFundMe to pay back her PPP loan from that she got, and so people were paying her, but people were donating, but some people were like, "Girl, are you serious?" So, what do you consider that to be? Is that a good scam? A GoFundMe for?
I love that for her. And I'm going to say it's not a scam because she was being upfront. She told you where she was going to take the coins to. That's like the girls who go to All-Star Weekend and they do the GoFundMe like, hey, I only could afford a one way. Can y'all help me hop back on Spirit and get on? So.
Lacey, I cannot. I absolutely cannot. I need to come on Scam Goddess. Look, have me on the podcast. I want to come on there and talk. Like I said, I love true crime. This isn't really true crime, but it's without the murder, with true crime. Look, I love it. True crime. I absolutely love it. Lacey, I love you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for talking to us today, girl. I am rooting for you. Whatever you have going on, come back and talk to us. You have my support.
Thank you. I really appreciate this. This was amazing.
Thank you so much. And congratulations. I've already watched. Girl, I know the people are going to be dying laughing on Friday.
I haven't seen it. So you see more than I have. I haven't seen it.
You killed it, sis.
Okay.
you killed it. Look, you killed it. Look.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Ooh, thank you, Jesus.
Drink some wine. You killed it. Okay? There.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lace. I love you, and congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
Where is the buzz you said was mine?
Where is the buzz?